Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Somehow I can still see. Children look like burnt paper. Black. Not moving. And then the blast wave hits them. And they fly apart like leaves.
Dreams. The end of the world are very common.
It's not a dream anymore, it's real. I know the date it happens.
I'm sure it feels very real to you.
On August 29th, 1997, it's gonna feel pretty fucking real to you, too. Anybody not wearing 2 million sunblock is gonna have a real bad day, get it? Good, you think you're saving a lot?
Accidentally released the T-virus. It all started with a cough, some difficulty breathing, and pretty soon, tyrants, zombie dogs, and those gross guys with the long tongues started running rampant. Now there's only one way to enforce the quarantine that will save America. Forget social distancing, it's time for martial law. Martial law has been declared numerous times throughout U.S. history, from the Revolutionary War to the 1960s Civil Rights Movement. But what is martial law exactly, and what would it look like in modern life? Martial law is typically declared in times of national emergency, though what exactly constitutes an emergency varies from nation to nation. Once martial law is declared, most civil rights are temporarily suspended, and the U.S. military assumes control of all law enforcement duties, although existing law enforcement is still active and aids in establishing martial law. Because martial law pretty much suspends democracy as we know it, in the United States it has been sparingly used, and even when it has, it's been a very limited scope. If there's one thing country music has taught us, it's that Americans love their freedom, and they don't take kindly to the government infringing on it. Thus, martial law is only declared in the U.S. for the most extreme circumstances, for times when the military is needed to help maintain law and order. Recent incidents of martial law include its enactment after the attack on Pearl Harbor, but even then it was only declared in Hawaii and only because an imminent invasion was feared. In the U.S., only the president has the power to enact martial law nationally. Each state governor has the right to enact martial law in their own state individually and enforce it with the aid of federal troops as well as the National Guard. Controversially, though, in 2007, President George W. Bush's administration added a provision into a military funding bill that allowed the president to take command of the National Guard units of each state without the governor's consent. Let's say your city ends up on the T-virus menu. One day you're working your 4 full-time jobs while also attending college and still not making rent, and suddenly people start turning into zombies and lickers all around you. The state governor gets on TV and announces he's enacting martial law to enforce a mandatory quarantine. The first thing you'll notice about your new life is that you've got a curfew again, only this one is much more restrictive and better enforced than the one your parents set up while you were in high school. You're not allowed to be out of your house from 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. every single day. The curfew is meant to control the flow of people, and it makes it easier for law enforcement to spot bad actors. During wartime, if you were violating curfew at 2 in the morning, there's a good chance you were an enemy saboteur. Curfews during a viral pandemic.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles in Great Millstone. And Barakatham to all you brothers that's out here teaching this truth with faith and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth. And that video was just a little snippet on, martial law when E comes down, and what it is most likely going to take is the economy crashing, and then them coming back and before them coming back, but the economy crashing and, all hell breaking loose. And so when all hell breaks loose, they're going to have to declare martial law, to try and restore order. And when they do, they're going to implement, the CHIP worldwide. But when they declare martial law, it's not going to be exactly how it was in the video, because it ain't going to be, it might be, it is going to be plagues, it is going to be plagues, but, it's going to be way worse than what you've seen in that small video. You know, because you let me just get the scriptures, man. The scriptures speak for themselves. And this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is a gun. You know, Esau's blessing. You know, you're gonna have race wars, plagues. You know, basically it's gonna be all of the above. Anything to any end of the world apocalypse that you could think of is going to be all of the above. You know, but you're gonna have those race wars. You know, you're gonna have Esau going against Jake, Moab. You know, and then plus they let all these different nationals that's been coming over across the border, military-aged men, you know, that's been sent here for a reason, you know, and that reason is going to be, you know, to commit terror, you know. And this is verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? So when all hell breaks loose and, you know, the economy crashes and you can't fucking go to the grocery store and buy $100 loaf of bread, you know, you can't go to the, Salakia, you can't go to the store yeah, and buy $100 loaf of bread, you know, you gonna act wild. You know, your baby need to eat. You know, and that's another thing. When Esau implements his C-hip, he's gonna try to restore order based off that, you know. And you people are gonna take it because he's gonna give you monthly allowances. He's gonna be like, you're allowed to do this and that. And, you know, you're going to want some form of comfortability back, you know. And so you're going to be deceived into taking the C-hip and ultimately get destroyed when Yahweh Shah comes back, okay? And verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because, you know, hey, I know you guys seen all these different movies where they set up roadblocks and checkpoints. You're not going to be able to get in and get out, okay? And if they catch you 9 times out of 10, they probably going to take you to a fucking FEMA camp, a concentration camp, you know? This is verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And these are the times that we're coming into, man. Sooner, you know, the sooner the better, you know. These are the times that we're coming into. Neighbors are going to be fucking ransacking the other neighbor's house, you know. A neighbor, hey, man, it's going to get wicked out here. It's going to get very wicked. Your neighbor you thought was cool gonna be trying to get at your ass for some food. Take your wife, your daughter, your kids. You know, this is what about to happen, man. And it's gonna sneak upon you people as a thief in the night for those that's not in this truth. You know. And that's pretty much all I wanted to go into on this quick lesson. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Shalom.